Hey everyone, welcome back. Okay, so now what we're going to do today is we're going to finish up with getting this motor taken care of. Really not the motor, it's the transmission. And let me get this. There we go. Now, we're not going to put the transmission where it actually plugs into. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as a way to basically hold the motor, that way I can paint it. And then on the actual transmission, you can do one of two ways. You can clip onto here if my camera wants to focus in. There we go. You can clip on the right here, but it can be tricky. And one thing you don't want to do, and this happened to me many times, is when you clamp onto something, all of a sudden it slips off, and then if the paint's, we just literally just got done painting it, then it lands on the ground and get all the debris and dirt on it. But you can also use that little, the little hole. Come on. You were behaving a moment ago. There you go. That little hole right there, you can stick a toothpick in and paint it. Because what I want to do is all of this that you see is going to be Hemi orange. We're going to end up painting the oil filter there a different color, but that's neither here or there. And this here is going to be painted aluminum. So I'm going to take these halves apart. Then you definitely want to make sure you get glue on the tail. Now, some may be wondering, well, if you get glue in the tail and it sticks in there, it won't dry up, and you won't be able to get the drive shaft or whatever in there. That is a good, valid concern. However, no. The liquid, this liquid cement, if you use the tester's glue, it probably could because it is thick. But this stuff here, it's liquid. So basically, that's not going to be an issue. Now, what I want to do before I get this out, let's see here. Let's go and get that radiator support. Let me angle this down a little bit more. There we go. And get this out the way. Okay. This is why I need a bigger workspace here. That way I can have more room to work with. Okay. So, go back to cutting the little tabs off. Also, I do have a Facebook group page. I'm not really big into social media, but just kind of do it so, kind of give people multiple ways to connect and all. Plus, there's, I do have other projects that kind of already got started, so I don't really want to do a video on them per se. It's already kind of like too late in the build, in my opinion. maybe not, but nonetheless, want to get get that part cleaned up a little bit. There we go. But hang on a second, let me readjust this camera. There you go. Now you can see everything I'm doing. But so the Facebook page is really more of those projects. Now I will have a few. Uh, I will have a few. New upcoming projects that I will be using the channel for. I do have a die-cast model of a 49 Mercury. It's not an actual model, it's just a die-cast car. But, you know, I just thought it'd be kind of a cool idea to take just a die-cast car and customizing it a little bit. So you can follow along on that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my burr. And I got a couple of them, and I wouldn't mind getting a couple more because there are other times where this one here, whether it's the angle or the length or whatever, just doesn't do the job. And these really, I've been using these two more frequently, but this has always been my go-to. This is just a regular, standard Walmart rotary tool. I do plan on getting a Dremel. I had a Dremel, but things happen. So turn it on. Oh, real quick, just so you can kind of get an idea of what we're working with. It's always a good idea to, and I should have shown this to y'all before, but what you want to do is the little areas where the sink marks are pin marks. Pin marks is the same thing, basically, just reverse. These are actually pin marks here. And the reason you do this, for a couple different reasons. One, you see where it's at. Especially a lot of models now are actually molded in white. So it's really hard to see what you're doing. But once the black here from the marker is totally gone, then at that point, so is the pin mark. Now I have it on the lowest setting. The only thing I want to do is I don't want to put really pressure because this will tear into this plastic easy. So the only thing I'm doing is just a little bit of pressure. And the pressure is really just to make sure it, stays where I want it to, that it's not going to run around on me. Now, the thing about this, see, now, let's see, come on. You can't really, I'm trying to get this on the camera. There you go. Now you can see right there, there's still a bit there. So, and without using the marker, you would never know, if you didn't do it and you just, it looks good enough. And then you go prime it, and it's like, oh, snap, still got a little bit of a little imperfection there. And you're back to the drawing board. Now this here, you may have to do it because of the, just because You know, you gotta want to get rid of the sand marks. But keep in mind, the only spot on this shroud or support rather that is going to be seen is going to be, besides the whole front, is going to be these two spots right here. I'm going to show you why in a second. Let me get done with this. Okay. And the reason for it being is, let me get and cut one of these off. Actually, let me do this one here. Oh yeah, let me do this one. Reason for it being, so I don't know if y'all can. Come on. And you see the little tabs right here. But what it does, it goes to the back part of this wheel well. So when you put it on the model, it's going to sit like so. But when it does, oh, you see where the marker is, that's what you're going to see. And depending on what color you want to paint this, depends on how bad you're going to see it or not. All right, so let's see. Let's get back to it. All right, now. All right. And there you have it. So, put that off to the side. We're going to get this other piece done. There we go. This other piece. Now, the reason these are just popping off the way they are, yeah, it is thin plastic, but at the same time, this is a sharp blade. And I cannot stress the importance of using a brand new blade when it comes to doing models. You don't have to throw them away like I tip. Now, this one here, and even the number 4 I had in my other blade or knife. Yes, I did throw them away because they were pretty well worn down. But a lot of times when it comes to, scraping on edges like so. Yeah, I might keep the old blade around. If it comes up to where, now this is just me. I'm not, saying that everyone, like I said, should do it the way I do it. Like I said before, we all have different techniques. So, but I'll use the blade for just different things. The older ones. Let's see here. So same thing, but you're looking at it. But the difference between this, and you want to make sure you do both sides. The reason for it being is that as well as we try to get this lined up, there is a little bit of an indentation. So what I want to do is remove all that. Now some seats, now double check the car that you're building. I believe these actually do have a strip going down the seat, but nonetheless, that, doesn't look, doesn't look as bad as this, or this looks worse because it is uneven. So, on top here. Now you see where that line is. There we go. All right. There you go. Now back on to the next one. And what I'm doing here is I'm actually, as you see the shape of it, I'm actually getting it to where I'm doing the whole side here. There you go. All right, I'm gonna do the next one and be right back. Okay, so here is the other seat. Now what we'll do, take some sandpaper. Now this is not saying I'm gonna get those mold lines or separation lines completely gone. That's just to get majority of it gone. Now, keep in mind when we prime the seats, and that's another reason why we use primer, right? So we can check for our imperfections, and we can check our progress from there and go from there. That's kind of why. That's kind of why when it comes to putting all this together, I don't want to do that right away. For Chrysler, what they did, or Mopar, or whatever, however you want to say it, is what they did back in the day was everything was painted together. So, say like if it was flame red, and so the support, the inner fender, and all that will be painted the same color. So what I want to do is when it comes time to getting this painted, I want to make sure I can actually polish it out. And the best way for me to do that is the best way to do that is to go ahead and have it separate. So that way I can sit there and do individual pieces. Okay. Now this is supposed to be a battery box, or not battery box, excuse me, a battery tray. It's a really poor example of a battery tray. There's no way a battery is going to sit halfway on a ledge and sit there. But this is not the project where we're going to get into all that and actually fix. This is just a simple, quick, and easy, fun little build. For some of y'all, it'll be to get your feet wet. For others, it'll be just to kind of do what we call, when you, for writers, you have writer's block. It's the same for us. It's a block. You get onto such a heavy project and you don't put out anything. So eventually what happens is you get worn out, you get burnt out. And just doing these little simple things here has already got me excited because I do have that competition build. I do have the AMT 1950 3100. I got a 2001 Z06 from Revell. I have an AMT 2021 Dodge Charger. I have the Revell, the new model that came out of the 81 Camaro. So, yeah, after a while, it just wears you down and weighs you down. Now, one thing I do want to talk to you about to kind of finish off the video, a couple things really. For one, on these valve covers, yes, they are chrome. Same thing with the air cleaner base and the top. Now, I am going to scuff them up. However, you can dechrome them if you like. Me personally, I like to do a little scuffing on it. And then what I do is I actually do it with primer. It does hold just as well for me. Now, as far as this grill goes, which really leaves a lot to be, I don't know if you get it because of the reflection, but it leaves a lot to be desired. I got a fix for that. A while back, I was on Shapeways and I did get another grill, and it's actually opened up and it has separate headlights. Now I will use it on this project because I've been waiting to use it on this project. However, normally what I would do is I would take some acrylic paint, thin it down, and dip it in there. But we're not going to do it on this time around. So anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you guys had fun. I hope you're enjoying the build. There's something you would like to see more of, by all means, leave a comment. Don't forget to click the like button, and hopefully y'all will subscribe. Talk to you soon. See you in the next video.